Hello and welcome to this video. This is ratio lesson 7. That means that we have done 6 lessons previously on ratio. You can look for those lessons in the description. The link to those videos will be given in the description. Please try to subscribe. Now we are going to, in this lesson, we are talking about increasing and decreasing values in ratio. How do you increase a value or decrease the value of something given in ratio? Now let us do that with the following example. Number 1 says increase 200 naira in ratio 5 to 8. This is an entrance examination, so it is very, very important. Now we have ratio here. We have a 5 ratio 8, and they say we are to increase. So if we are to increase, that means that we are moving from a smaller ratio to the bigger ratio. So if we are increasing, that means that the value of this amount now is the value of the smaller ratio to be increased. So we write it under the smaller ratio because we are increasing. That means that this amount is going to increase and this is the ratio. So since we are increasing, that means that we are increasing from 5 to 8. So the value of 8 is yet unknown, which you are going to find out. Then how do we get our x? You cross multiply. You now start by doing 5 times this x. That's going to give us 5 times x equals to this. That is 200 naira multiplied by 8. Now, if you multiply this together, it's going to give us 5x equals to 200 times 8. How do you get your x? You divide x by the coefficient of x, which x, which is 5. Divide here by 5 and divide here equally by 5. So this 5 will go with this 5. Then we are now having 200 times 8 divided by 5. So 5 can actually divide this 200. 5 into 5 is 1. 5 in 20 is 4. Then we'll see how one more zero left here. We'll add it to this 4, it become 40. So we are having x is equal to 40 times 8. Put your naira, please. And then that is x is equal to 40 times 8. 8 times 4, 8 times 0 is 0, and 8 times 4 is 32. So the value is now 320 naira. That means that we have increased this amount from 200 to 300. When you increase this amount in this ratio, what you are going to have is 320 naira. Okay, let's move to question 2, and that says find the value of decreasing 440 meter in the ratio 8 to 11. This is also an entrance examination. That's why we see this acronym here. Now we are given the ratio of 8 to 11, and they say we are decreasing. So if you are decreasing, that means that the value given here is a higher value, which is to be decreased. So if you are decreasing, that means that the value of this smaller ratio is not known, which you can put y or any other value. That means that this quantity given us here is a higher ratio to be decreased. Now let us find the value of y now. Y, you now do y times 11, which is going to give us 8 times, multiply this by this and this by this, and going to give us 8 times 440 meters. Now if you solve this, I'm going to have 11y is equals to 8 times 440 meters. How to get your y? You divide both sides by the coefficient of y, which is 11. Divide here by 11 and divide here by 11. 11 divided by 11 give us 1. Then here we're not going to have what? Actually, 11 can go into 4 and 40. 11 divided by 11 is 1. Then 11 into 44 is 4. And then there's 0 here. We put that 0 here, which make it 40. So we're now having our y is equals to 8 times 40. 8 times 40 meters. If you do it very well, 0 times 8 is 0, and this is 32. So that is give us 320 meters. So if you decrease this quantity here in this ratio, what the reduced value, the value will reduce to this when it is being decreased. And then we also have the next question here says decrease 800 in the ratio 2 to 5. The ratio is 2 to 5, and then they say decrease. Once you hear decrease, that means you are finding the value of the smaller ratio, which is the small ratio now, and then the given quantity is for the bigger ratio. That means 800 is going to come here. So because we are decreasing it to this ratio, so you now cross multiply. I is going to give us x times 5 equals to 800 times 2. X times 5 give us 5x equals to 800 times 2. Then how do we get x? You divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 5, divide here by 5. 5 will cancel 5, or 5 divided by 5 give us 1. So we're now left with your x here. And then how do we divide this? Actually, 5 can go into 800. 5 into 5 is 1. 5 into 8 is going to give us 1, remainder 3. So you give that 3 to this 0. This 0 become 30. Now do 30 into 5, which will give us 6. And then we're not left with 0 here, which you put here. And then, so we are now having 160 times 2. So x is going to give us 0 times 2 times 0 is 0, and 2 times 6 is 12. Put down 2, take 1, and then 2 times 1 is 2, plus that one you carry give us 3. So we are having 320 is the decrease, the reduced value of this in that ratio. And finally, we have this number 4, the fourth question here, which is the last question we're going to solve in this lesson. It says, find the result of increasing the salary of a gardener who earned 1,200 monthly salary in the ratio of 3 to 7. So the ratio here is 3 to 7, and we are increasing. And if you are increasing, that means we are finding the value of the higher ratio. So here can be M. This is what we are finding because we are increasing. And that means that this quantity here is the smaller value. That is going to be $1,200 going to be here. Now we are going to multiply, cross multiply. So 3 times M, or M times 3 equals to multiply this also, $1,200 times 7. Then this is going to give us 3M equals to $1,200 times 7. How do you get your M? You divide both sides by 3, which is the divide here by 3 and here by 3. So M will divide M, and then of course you see that this number can divide. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 3 into 12 is 4. Then you add this to 0, which make it $400. So M is now equal to $400 multiplied by 7. Let's do that quickly now. 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 0 is 0, then 7 times 4 is 28. Put your 28 here and put your dollar here. That means that the increased value of $1,200 in this ratio is this. Thank you for watching this video. Try to watch other video on ratio as shown by in the description, and try also to subscribe to this channel and enjoy further video, and turn on the notification bell for further video. Thank you.